Hey there, and welcome to another Chef Knives to Go Quick Look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and what we're looking at this time is a Konosuke. This is their series, and the steel is Ginsan Gyuto 210mm in an ebony handle. So the core steel used in this particular lineup, they've got a couple different steels, but this lineup is the Ginsan, also known as Silver 3 or G3. It's a fine-grained, easy to sharpen, very high quality stainless steel. It's not a powdered metallurgy type steel. It's a traditional steel, but it's very, very good, and it makes excellent knife steel. So this is a 3-layer construction. So the hardcore steel is this Ginsan, and then the heat treat on that's about 61 Rockwell. The construction is, as I mentioned, 3 layers. So on either side of that harder core steel, you've got a softer stainless cladding. And I'll give you a close-up. It's a little hard to tell, but there is a cladding line that you'll see on the knife. It's kind of faint, but it is there. The weights and dimensions on these might vary just a little bit from knife to knife, but this particular one is 148 grams or 5.2 ounces, and the edge length is right about 200 millimeters or 7.9 inches, so it's not a full 210. They tend to measure theirs up to the end of the choil here. So in terms of the length that they give. So about 8 inches on the cutting edge, and then the overall length is about 14 inches for the entire knife. These have a little bit of thickness at the spine, which tapers down beautifully to a very thin tip. So they're about 3 millimeters coming out of the handle towards the back of the blade. There we go. And you'll see a nice polished, rounded spine on these. The fit and finish is excellent. I measured at about 2.5 halfway down, and then you can see how it starts to thin down, and it gets quite thin at the tip. These are really excellent performing knives. Blade height is not very high. It's about 44.1 millimeters at the heel, but you've still got pretty good clearance on there, as you'll see, depending on your particular grip that you like. The handles on these are just beautiful. They are the octagonal key ebony with a laurel ferrule. Excellent fit and finish on these handles. Super smooth all the way through. They have a rounded, polished butt end on them and cap. You can see the shape is a little more rectangular versus squarish, but super comfortable, beautiful fit and finish on the handle install. This is an old school handle install where they've got a little bit of the tang showing, called the maki or machi, depending on your pronunciation. The original intent of that is if the knife handle loosens up a little bit on a traditional handle install, you could whack it with a mallet and kind of get the handle in a little bit tighter, so there was room for that over time. This particular one, you don't have that the way it's glued in, but it's just a traditional look, and it's really cool. So it's old school type handle install. Let's see, handle circumference is about 71 millimeters or 2.8 inches, so it's not especially thick, but it fits the knife profile very well and feels good in the hand. The fit and finish on these, as I mentioned, is excellent. You can see your core steel there at the edge. They've got a vertical machine style finish on it. See if we can get a good look for the beauty shot here. How about that? That looks pretty good. So you've got hand chiseled kanji on the right side of the blade as you hold it, and the left side of the blade is plain, but you can see the cladding line. It's probably easier on the left side of or the right side of the blade, but there's a cladding line. Definitely easier on this side. So that's where the core steel is peeking out. Then you've got your sharpened edge. So very nice rounding and polishing of the spine. Really nice rounding and polishing of the choil and the back of the blade into the neck here. So very, very comfortable. These were maybe 6 out of 10 on my scale for sharpness out of the box. They had a nice edge on them and quite sharp. Beautiful taper, great fit and finish. These are just excellent, well-made knives. Here's your balance point. So the handle's a little heavier, so the hoe wood's going to bring your balance point forward a little more. This ebony is quite heavy, so it's going to bring the balance point back, but boy, what a nice handle. Let's see, I guess let's look at it on the cutting board. These have a decent flat spot, despite being only 200 millimeters on the edge. So here is your profile. And so you'll see you've got a decent flat spot in the back half of the blade, or third maybe. It kind of flows into that. It's not a super hard stop, but it flows into that. A little bit of belly towards the tip, so I'll get pretty high on this up there before I start digging the tip in. So this is just a really nice all-around profile with a little bit of something for everybody. So you can rock with it, you can chop at the back of it, push-pull cut. So this will handle a whole bunch of wide variety of techniques quite well. So performance is great on these. They're all stainless, beautifully crafted, just awesome blades. So if you're looking for an all stainless blade with some character to it and just, like I said, a high level of fit and finish and an awesome handle, this is quite the piece. So this is the Konosuke series Ginsan or G3 Gyuto 210mm with the ebony handle.